Hi everybody, this is Calvin from Data Groomer, here today to talk to you about Importr. Importers are a utility that allows you to bring data in from a CSV file or between two objects inside of Salesforce without ever introducing any duplicates into your Salesforce instance. Importr is a direct replacement of dataloader.io or Salesforce's data loader wizard because we've built in a lot more smart features into the utility itself. For example, the utility is able to automatically retry any batch failures, as well as increase or decrease its batch sizes due to server loads. If we take a look at our screen right now, you can see there are 4 different data sources. If we look in the upper right-hand corner under the data source dropdown, you can add in data sources from one of 2 ways. Either one from a CSV file directly uploaded from your computer, as well as files that are being stored inside of Salesforce, inside an FTP location, or as well as an AWS S3 bucket. It doesn't matter really where it comes from as long as it's a CSV file. After that, you're going to give the CSV file being brought in a name, and then associate it against a target object. If you take a look at the compare to records right here, this gives you the ability for you to compare your records only against a subset of data being stored inside of a particular trimmer data set. For example, if you want to compare your leads against leads inside of California, and then import everything that's not a lead inside of California as a new lead, you can do that right here. Next, we give you the ability for you to customize how the mapping of fields are done between your CSV file against what's inside of Salesforce. If we take a look at the left right here, you can notice that our columns inside of our CSV file are as shown. Then we give you also the ability for you to change or modify the fields in which your CSV maps against what's inside of Salesforce. So for example, if you wanted to remap the phone number from the phone to a business phone field, you can do that right here. You can also exclude the column being imported from the CSV by clicking on this unmap button right here. And then this column will not be brought into Salesforce when you update your records. Under the Update Rule tab, you have the ability for you to choose which type of merge rule you would like to use against this import. For this example, I'm using the default rule that we give you out of the box, fill in empty fields. If there's any empty fields inside of your existing data, it's going to replace those with the fields that are being brought in from the CSV import. Inside of the Matching Model tab, you have the ability for you to choose which matching model you would like to correlate your CSV against what's inside of Salesforce. The one that we give you out of the box is the standard lead model, which looks for matches between the CSV against your Salesforce instance using these following fields: first name, last name, company, phone, city, etc. Additionally, inside of the minimum match confidence slider, you are able to choose the confidence in which you want to consider records as being an update or a net new record being created. In this case, we're just going to leave it at 50. After that, inside of the Transform tab, you're able to choose the fields that you want to transform as your data is being brought in. If you want to standardize things like the way that phone numbers are formatted, you can choose a transform rule that you've previously created inside of Supervisor. Once you hit save, the data set's going to run, and then you are then going to be greeted with a view similar to this. You'll notice that there are 2 buckets: unmatched records and matched records. You can think of unmatched records as records that are going to be created net new. And you can think of matched records as records that are going to be essentially updates. When you click on the match group right here and then the review button, you'll notice that we have 2 records being shown in front of you. One is the one inside of Salesforce, and then the one on the right is the record that's going to be brought in from your CSV file. Data Groomer is also showing you the field differences in which it varies between what's inside of the CSV file against what's inside of their lead. When you hit import, the record is then going to be updated if there's any field differences. In this case, it's not. You also have the ability for you to edit this dataset configuration if you need to do that. Additionally, you can always upload more records, and if applicable, you can also export this view as a CSV file, where you'll be able to see the match records correlated with what's being brought in from your CSV file, as well as your unmatched records. Inside of the Mass Actions button right here, you can choose which action you would like to perform inside of this importer dataset. You have the option for you to bring in a mass import, which is going to bring in all your unmatched records into Salesforce, creating net new records. You can also trigger a mass update, which will allow you to update your CSV records with values being brought in from your CSV file. A mass transform will allow you to update your records using transform rules. A mass verify will allow you to verify certain fields that you've specified inside of the dataset configuration menu. And then finally, if you wanted to delete records by a CSV, you can push the mass delete button, which will delete records that have been matched against what's inside of Salesforce. With that, that's pretty much a quick overview of Data Groomer's Importer. If you have any additional questions, feel free to contact us by logging a case in this upper right-hand corner and then requesting the support. With that, thank you very much for listening and have a great day.